Welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Max.
And today we have some serious excitement for you.
Serious excitement.
So, yeah, apparently Max has index cards and everything.
I do. Oh, and index card. Anyways.
Index? No, it's a noun. So, or it starts with a.
Yeah. An I.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whatever. So, a couple cool things I thought would be interesting. Actually, all these questions topics came off the Womblers Tone group.
Mm-hmm. On
Facebook. So if you're not a part of that, stop what you're doing and go be a part of that. So, yeah. So, one thing I thought was really cool, and I forgot who asked it. So, if you're listening and this is your topic, please write in or let us know. But is there any pedals that have built within 5 years still be around in about 50 years? So get your opinion on that.
My opinion of that. I don't know, man. So, let's see, 2016.
So anything new?
What's here from 50 years ago that we still use?
Well, you still have like
Strats and stuff, of course.
Yeah, a fuzz phase.
Yep. Was that 60s?
Yeah, that'd be like 60s.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Index.
So yeah, we're right in there. The wah pedal, obviously.
Well,
you know the
so
basics.
We'll probably be building tube screamers, fuzz faces.
Yeah, you got like the treble boosters. You know, I mean, obviously the best pedal ever made, the tube screamer. It was made in the '80s, so we're almost there. We got another 20 years.
Isn't it weird to think like really we're using technology from 50 plus years ago?
Oh yeah.
And people are still like remaking that circuit. You know what I mean?
There's a guy on YouTube, and I'm always gonna forget his name, but it's like Will's Easy Guitar. Forget his name. Anyways, he's pretty raunchy, but the guy has a great.
I think I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah, he builds guitars for a living.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of his company. I'm terrible.
He's very opinionated, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's very opinionated and very vulgar, but he hits the nail on the head. He's like, guitars and music in general were the only industry in the world that still uses technology from 60 years ago. Like, nope, it's fine. We're going to build guitars like this because that's how my grandpappy played, and that's what sounds good. Even though it might not always be the best way, that's... Yeah.
Imagine if we did that with like automobiles.
Yeah, he actually mentions that. He's like the Model T was pretty awesome in his day. He's like, hunk of shit now. But you know what I mean? He's like, we've moved on. He's like, but not guitarists, still build the exact same way.
I wonder why we're so reluctant to change. I mean,
we're set in our ways.
I remember we came out to Leviathan several years ago, the Leviathan Fuzz, and the number one question that I was getting at, like the first couple months, that's when you get barraged with questions, right? And everyone was like, is it a fuzz face? Is it a big muff? Or which fuzz is it? Which style fuzz is it? And like, it was almost like a negative that it wasn't based off of something else.
Yeah, we get the same way with the Velvet Fuzz. Is it germanium or silicon based?
Right.
Well, it's neither. Well, how is that possible? Well, which craft is this?
Right.
Well,
what transistor are you using? Maybe I'm not using a transistor. Maybe it's made by Unicorn P and Magic. Well, 50 years from now, I think we'll still be playing Strats and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a couple pedals that'll still be. I think I don't know. Was the Timney? Was it made within the last 5 years?
The Timmy?
Yeah, the Timmy.
No, Paul Cochran. I think he started that. I want to guess.
If you guys hear something weird, my mic just went. It just started sliding, like the pole started sliding down.
If it sounded like an earthquake just a second ago, that's because
the duct tape let loose.
The duct tape let loose on the mic stand.
True story.
You would think that we could afford, a mic stand. I don't know. Like, we have them.
They're
in boxes. We have them.
We have them.
There's another one sitting next to you, and they're packed.
We literally have to, like, get a new one or get up to change it. We're like, nah, we'll just duct tape it.
It'll be fine.
See, Brown put a picture of that on Instagram. There's a highfalutin, real nice rig here.
We promise this is not how we repair your pedals.
Yeah, we take. That's why we don't have any more energy. We've already fixed your pedal. And I was just like, we'll just duck it. Right. It's fine. Works.
Yeah. So I don't know. 50 years from now, I wonder like what's going to be the new Marshall?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
What's going to be the Plexi? Probably something Dumbly.
Probably.
But I don't know, man. Those it goes back to why are we so stuck on those classic designs? Is it because that's the songs that we still listen to and that
yeah.
we're familiar with, and
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're still listening to Hendrix, man.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's Travis and I were talking about this. Travis Feaster, who's do the Chasing Tone podcast with us. We're talking about this the other day. We're in a '90s band. We have all this money in guitars. We have all this money in pedals. But like the best amp, and I own lots of amps, but the best amp for that gig is my 1999, Fender Hot Rod DeVille. It's like, and he plays a Marshall JCM 900. Both like under $1,000 amps, easy. He's like, why do we play such cheap gear? I'm like, well, we're not. Aesthetically, it's period correct. We're just we're so set in our ways from the '90s records. It's like that's the best tone for it.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I'm a diehard gearhead. Always have been.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just set in our ways.
So I don't. I'm trying to think like effect wise. I mean, I wonder instead of like, what are we going to be copying in 50 years? I think, what's the new stuff that's going to be? What have we not thought about yet that's coming out in 50 years? I mean, because I'm sure like in the 60s, no one ever thought, what we need is
Flying
impulse
cars.
response. Impulse response for better cabinet emulation. Yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like. No, we just need some filters, some analog filtering. Surely we can get close.
Bigger speakers.
Yeah, bigger, louder amps. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so I don't know. Like I'm, especially in trying to come up with new designs. And here lately we've been using a lot of like shark-based stuff. I think we talked about that last episode. It's just a platform to design digital effects with.
Not real sharks.
Not real sharks. No, that'd be illegal actually if we used real sharks.
Sure.
And dangerous.
Very dangerous.
And smelling actually too. They stink when
then you
they're
gotta
dead.
feed them. And this is,
But I mean, it's hard to create something from nothing. You know what I mean?
very much so.
I mean, it's not like when you're writing music or when you're playing music or even like just jamming and you come up with a song, it's like you have a groove or something. You're going like what I mean, like you're playing something and it strikes something
Inspiration.
internally. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I got a cool idea for a riff.
That's it. Yeah.
But with designing effects, I mean, there are times where, Earthquake Advice is a perfect example. And Jamie's talked about before in interviews how some of the stuff he has have been mistakes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, that was a cool mistake. You know?
What does it sound like?
All right. So, I mean, it's, I don't know, but that's coming from more of, I don't know, distortion-y,
Yeah, overdrive.
sort of a bass type of stuff. I'm definitely wanting to not push out of it, but just do some different type of stuff, I think.
Break out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like distortions and overdrives, I think I've probably, I know I have folders like of just schematics I've drawn out over the years, like while breadboarding.
Mm-hmm.
But even aside from that, like while I'm breadboarding, I'll like come up with a different EQ way of EQing or something, or just a different style of EQ, and so I'll keep that as like a little snippet.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that might come in handy later, So I have like these folders of little circuit snippets of things I bumped into accidentally.
They're just random lyrics. So create a song later.
It's kind of like like a cool not headline, but cool title for a song. Like, oh, that'd be a cool title.
Write this in my journal. This is it later.
So I don't know, man. 50 years from now, I wonder if there will be a guitar industry.
I hope so. I
It
think
might be like.
it could be like a lot of EDM stuff, but I think there's always going to be a soft spot for guitars, and you know what I mean. It seems to come in waves. I think right now it's I think gear we're in a place now where gear is at an all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll probably dip at some point.
It's got to be a bubble of some sort.
Yeah, it'll dip at some point, but I really do think guitars is one of those magical objects in the universe that people will gravitate towards.
Could be. Kind of like golf clubs. I mean, how much. Well, I mean, I know golf clubs have changed, but they're
Waste of
still.
real estate.
Huh?
Waste of real estate. It's like, I'm going to take a perfectly good piece of land and like dig 18 holes into it. Then every time you swing and you miss, it feels like you're having a stroke. And that's why they call it a stroke. It's like, it's whatever,
I never thought about that, but now that you bring that up, it actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at this big, beautiful piece of land. We're only going to put No offense to golfers, you guys are cool. A lot of you guys are musicians. I'm truly jealous because I'm a terrible golfer. I've successfully knocked myself out while golfing. True story.
You know, I've never been actually golfing, but I've hit lots of golf balls. You know,
But see, but you have a golf cart, so you can just if
I
you
have-
just drink and drive your golf cart, that's half of golfing.
that well, and I'm good at that
You know?
part. That's the part I'm good at. So I think I might be okay at golfing, but
I think you and I almost flipped your golf cart that once. I was like, weight distribution wasn't right because I'm chubbier than Brian.
but back then you were a lot heavier than you are now.
Yo, yeah, I was a lot heavier. So like we're like Brian's like, watch this, and we like hit this bank, right? Like it was like a bank up and like a right turn, and we did it, and the golf cart like literally went up on two wheels. I had to lean towards Brian to knock the golf cart back down. I was like, I was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that anymore. Yeah, I was a good 50 pounds heavier than I think.
Oh, fun times, man.
So, next small topic I think is pretty cool.
Sure.
So, gear police come in. So you can only have a pedal train Nano, which holds like 4 normal size pedals,
Okay.
and that's all you can ever have. What would you put on it?
I'll do this from Wampler perspective, and I'll do this from
Okay.
if I could choose my own pedals, then if I was choosing someone else's pedals. For me, let's see. Well, I'd have to have a tuner on there,
Of course.
so I don't make a tuner. But I gotta have a tuner on there of some sort. So, and I'm not a fan of the ones that clip on the headstock that much.
Oh, see, I like
Yeah,
those.
but see, then that frees up real estate. Okay, so
That's my
let's start out saying
Let's rewind.
you have a tuner. You know, it's built into the pedal board or whatever.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's a headstock tuner. You got a tuner.
Tuners aside.
Okay, so from there I would go Tumnus.
Okay.
Man, that's like asking only one of your kids can live.
I know.
Which one? Golly, let's see. So Tumnus, and it has to be for any type of gig. So whether you're playing country or rock or anything in between, blues, man, it's all over the place. Okay, Plexi Drive Deluxe.
Okay.
The Ethereal, which
Okay.
we'll be coming out with soon, which is a delay and reverb combination. And, what would be my light overdrive? I got a clone for that.
And you have a tube screamer in the Plexi Drive Deluxe.
Right. One more. Golly, man. I was thinking compression, but I don't use compression all the time. Very seldom anymore. And that's really like, hey, let's do some Alan Jackson. You know, like, all right, let me dial in my compressor here. I feel stupid because I'm almost at a loss. Maybe Pinnacle. No. Okay. So, I've been working on this new JCM 800 type thing.
Oh, really?
Okay. It's not finished yet. But if it was finished, that's the one I would use.
if it was finished.
Accepting that, probably the Plextortion,
Which nobody else can get right now.
which you can't get now. No.
I think there was one on the Bloom page, but by the time it airs, that'll be gone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I saw.
tough cookies.
Yeah, those usually go through quick.
So, non-Wampler pedals, what would you put on your board?
Okay, so non-Wampler.
Or a combination thereof?
Let's say probably for delay and reverb, probably something like the Dispatch from Earthquaker, maybe,
Okay.
or because that would get my reverb and delay in one. Accepting that, probably the Echo Rec from Cattle and Bread for a delay,
Excellent.
and probably a plate reverb from TC. And let me think. So distortion-wise, this is where I have the hardest times. I'm so finicky.
You can put one of yours.
No, I already did that.
I think you put 3 of yours in the last one.
Zen Drive.
Zen Drive?
Do
That's
Zen
good.
Drive. And then a metal cell. I'm kidding.
Said no. No.
What would I do? Let me think. maybe if it wasn't so freaking big, maybe that new MXR Eddie Van Halen distortion. That's actually, I find it's way better high gain than it is a Van Halen distortion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it does high gain really good. Better than their, I forget what they call it, but their high gain metal-esque
Yeah.
pedal. I didn't like that one. That one sounded more like a metal zone to me. But the MXR with the 5150 or whatever, that was actually a pretty good distortion.
Cool. So they made that miniature. That's what you put.
Yeah. Right now, it's like gigantic. And it's
Yeah.
turned sideways too. So it's like the size of a Strymon timeline or something.
I like
That's
that
not that
pedals.
big, and that's a great pedal too, but that would take up the entire pedal board.
That'd be your whole nano.
Yeah.
Man,
But you?
for mine, I have a couple different nanos. Actually, Bob Hebert from Hebert Pedal Boards built me a great nano size board. But anyways, I would definitely put a tube. It has to have a tube screamer. So probably all wound players, I'd have to go Clarksdale, and then the Tumnus. Actually, Tumnus is becoming a big part of my sound lately. I had the Fotape Echo. I've had a Fotape Echo on my board since I've had one. But then probably some kind of Univibe. Probably like the Depths. I really like the Depths. Although TC sent me a Viscous vibe, and they're pretty cool too. So if you're looking for like a really diverse vibe, it does. Like if you're looking for like more of a classic Hendrixy vibe, the Viscous vibe does that really well. More of like an ambient noise. The Depths does it. I think a little bit better than that. Non-Wampler related pedals, I'd probably have to go either Viscous vibe or the Depths. I'd probably throw. I have an old vintage TC10 that tube screamer that I use, so I put that, the Tumnus, because I like that. Either that or Travis built me a build your own clone aluminum. I think they call it like the Silver Pony. I think they discontinued it now.
He didn't he do 2-in-1 in that?
No, that was the I have a double tube screamer.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a pedal that's always in my gig bag. Like if my entire board goes down, I don't have anything. Like I literally just pull that out of my gig bag. It runs on batteries. I plug it in, and that's my board until I can get by until break. Then probably a delay. TC Flashback's cool.
Yeah.
You know, they're not bad. I mean, not to toot your horn, but I always like the Fotape Echo. That's been pretty much a staple on my blues board forever. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's. Excuse me. That's. It's so hard to pick.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Because especially because my answer tomorrow will probably be different.
Oh yeah, that's what cracks me up with people on, especially on the Tone Chaser group. Or it's look at my completed board. I'm like, no, because the board's never really completed.
Right.
He's whoever's going to play that board, and you probably really like that board. I've had boards I've kept forever, but there's something else that comes along and it's like, oh, I like that better. It's always changing.
It's almost like asking someone if you could only, if you had to eat one thing forever for dinner. I mean, eventually you'd be like, I'm so sick of this.
Yeah, I want something new. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
So, one last little brief one. Anything new, any new gear, it could be pedal, non-pedal related, that you want or that you've had your eye on?
Oh, there's a ton of stuff. I still haven't gotten to H9.
No?
I still, what's it, Eventide, I think?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get one of those, and I still haven't got one. I don't know why. But,
Is H9 Strymon or Eventide?
I was thinking it was Eventide, the white one.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's probably Eventide.
Yeah, that's cool. Played some Strymon stuff at NAMM that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the name of it. It was the pink pedal.
Is it the Dig?
Huh?
Is it the Dig?
I think it might be the Dig, yeah.
Those are cool.
That's pretty cool. You know what I'm really looking for outside of like guitar pedals? A Paul Reed Smith that I really bond with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to find mine.
Yeah, I mean, like I've played some like, and I've played others. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
And they all look great. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I don't know what it is about. It's just like one piece of wood meets another piece of wood with the right pickups in it, because I mean, pickups are all over the place. Just
sure.
You're just not going to be. It's not an exact science. So I don't know. I've been waiting for someone to be like, hey, Can you trade me a pedal for my guitar?
Yes, I can. One pedal.
I'd be glad to trade you this pedal. In fact, this is a modified DS1. It's perfect. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, I think for me, I'm still waiting on a muffletta. Still gonna buy. That's still on my to buy list. Actually, we're talking about Eventide. The Mod Factor by Eventide. Like for this '90s project I'm playing, I just need a bunch of like weird modulation stuff, and the Mod Factor has like literally everything you could possibly ever want.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty neat. I need actually just talking to you, not Floater, but I need another Tumnus to put on my board. They're not a whole lot. I'm still planning out this telly build to humbuckers. Actually, just bought a set of humbuckers. The Seymour Duncan, a whole lot of humbucker. That's what's going in it. So get my Jimmy Page on.
Actually, speaking of pickups, you know that Strat I have that I broke the neck off of that seems to keep coming back to haunt me on Facebook?
Yeah.
Of course, the guitar's fixed now, but I want to put different pickups in that thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I'm trying. I've been contemplating what pickups to put in it. It's got a humbucker, 2 singles.
Okay. Well, you should.
What would you do?
I would hit
I know
up.
you love your pickups.
Yeah, I would hit up Total Concepts. He's been doing some really cool Strat stuff, man. If I'm not mistaken, he just got like original 55 Strat in.
Tonal Concepts?
Yeah, it's called Tonal Concepts Pickups. He's done some stuff for Travis and a couple other buddies of mine. But yeah, he got it's like an original Hardtail 55 or 56, but like he was actually allowed to go in and like take the exact specs off those pickups. So he's gonna be producing some. He already does some really cool stuff.
So is it more vintagey or?
He could do whatever you want. I mean, anything from like super vintage to super custom to super modern. So great guy. That or if you're in the UK, I'd check out Bare Knuckle Pickups.
Bare Knuckle, yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
They make some outstanding stuff. There's a bunch of guys out there that make great stuff, really.
Right.
It all depends how much money you want to spend.
None. So. maybe I should do. People ask us, "Hey, I'm broke, but I want some stuff. Can you just send it to me?"
Somebody just sends a spool of copper and a bobbin. Like, why not yourself? You know.
Here's all I can do for free.
Oh man.
And then I actually have an old Squire. It's like a $79 Strat.
You love that Strat, man.
Love that thing. And the pickups in it, which probably technically suck, they actually work great in it. They sound great in that guitar. But the neck is all kinds of messed up.
Let's get a new neck for it.
I know. I need to just put a new neck on it.
Just warm mouth it.
Yeah,
Or
probably
elbows.
should. How's that? When you buy a new neck like that for like a Squire, I mean, it's not always going to just fit, right? I mean, you got to shim it and everything else, right?
Yeah, you'll probably have to shim it, but like I think, like especially like warm mouth. Anybody out there, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I could be way off base. But I think like the neck will fit, but I don't think the bolt pattern lines up. So if you get a neck, you have to order it like blank, and then you can just drill a new bolt pattern for it.
I will totally screw that up.
Or just, in your case, just take it to somebody. If that doesn't work, just throw it. Yeah.
That's the best way to get a new neck, obviously. Try to toss a guitar around your back.
That didn't work. Well, who else wants to send me a new neck? I'll trade you a pedal.
I'm surprised that someone hasn't actually sent me like locking strap buttons for
Strap
that.
locks?
Strap locks, yeah.
I actually tried to make you order some when I first started working here, and you said no.
Well, because I learned my lesson, I'm like, I'm never going to try to throw a guitar on my neck again.
Or will I?
Unless someone really talks me into it.
A couple beers, we never know. Could happen.
So, speaking of a couple of beers, getting just back from NAMM, the April Fool's video we have coming out.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
It's working out. Yeah, it's coming together. So it won't be out by the time most people hear this, but unless you're listening to this after April's 1st, then you can go to YouTube and check it out.
There you go.
So it's going to be epic, though.
I can't wait, man.
It's going to be great.
It's the same thing that we're kicking around. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
It might be better than the hair distortion.
I think it's going to be way better than Hair Distortion. Definitely. We're actually planning this one out.
Yeah. This is something I was like, dude, I got a great idea. And then it was just one of those things that just snowballed from there. I think Jason Wilding and Brian and I and Alex Clay, we're just walking, talking, having some beers, and the idea to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, that's beautiful. So stay tuned. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. So with that said, any last parting comments?
Yeah. For those of you who, it's actually I got a little announcement to make for those of you who aren't on our pedal group on Facebook. I've actually accepted a new job in a non-music related industry. So today is actually my last day. So, but I'll still be around. If you guys are bored, hit me up on Facebook. I'm hugely active on Instagram. Brian and I have talked about doing some other stuff possibly in the future. So I'll still be around, even if it's just to bug y'all. So stay tuned.
So you're, from what I hear, you're dancing, right?
I am professionally.
Chippendales dancer now.
Professionally, yeah. Evidently, the Chris Farley phase of Chippendale dancing became widely popular in Australia. So I won't be doing that. Not saying I won't do that after a few beers.
Not that I won't, but that's not my first choice.
Yeah, I'll do that more as a side thing. It's not gonna be my main gig. But yeah, it was super hard to leave here. We're actually getting ready to do a last meal, so to speak, here. But yeah, it's been a blast, you guys. It's been an awesome 2.5 years, and leaving on good intentions.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
getting fired. So.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and leave your home number here, just in case anyone has any questions.
Yeah, if you want, ask Jace, Jace at wamplerpedals.com. He's the new guy, and he is the new me. So he can take care of all your questions because I'm not going to.
All right, and we, of course, wish Max a lot of good luck. So.
Oh, thanks, man.
So with that, if you have any questions, email podcast@wamplerpedals.com. If you're listening through iTunes, make sure you leave a review. If you're listening anywhere else, make sure you tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.